Hello, and welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen. Today we're going to be talking about the power of your words. Your mouth as an energy source. We don't really think of it that way, do we? We just talk. We don't usually sit down and go, did what I say come across the way I needed it to? If not, it's the energy behind the words, more likely than the word-to-word choices that you made. With this work, we're looking to blend our ability to connect with the all that is, with God, Spirit, Holy Spirit, our angels, our guides. We're looking to blend that with our previously learned and loved and created personality habits. So with words, every day, we speak to others out of habit. So I'm looking at the habit speech right in this talk. Good morning, how are you? How you doing? What's up? Greetings. A nod. That will also carry energy. So let's look at greetings for a moment. When you greet someone, there's an energy exchange. And more likely than not, you're housing the energy in a stagnated type of body there. It's floating out kind of, and it falls short of the person even. It's kind of lackluster. Hello, how you doing? How's your mom? Did you even listen to the response of the individual when they replied, if they replied? If you find that you engage in this type of activity often, you may find that it brings you down because the energy is not uplifting for you or the other person that you're sending it to. So it can actually exhaust you after a while. It can be a problem for you if you're needing to do non-communication with an individual, waving or nodding and these physical things that we do to send information back and forth. That can also house the wrong type of energy. So, what are we going to do about that? First of all, let's gather some intel. Watch for a day and see how often you do dead communication. Was there a relationship being built in the communication that you did? How much energy were you putting out and what type of energy was it? If you wanted to get real sophisticated, you could have a clicker. Every time you greet somebody, how many greetings do you do that are just automated? It could be a lot. Grocery store. Hey, hello, how are you? When you don't even remember what they said afterwards, that's a good indicator that there's a problem. The lifeless energy that you throw out into the world builds up. And it's building up around you. But everybody and their lifeless energy, it's a cumulative issue here. So now you've looked at your day of observation and you say, wow, I probably did that 25 times today. What kind of power was I putting out in those 25 different greetings? Now, greetings can also come in the form of a phone call. You're answering a phone call. Hello? Were you being put out by that call? Does that person feel that negativity? How did you answer the phone? Did you put a love energy behind your words? Or was it rote? Another thing you're looking at is, okay, I've done it this many times, and with these people I seem to put a little bit of more thought behind it, but with these people I don't. That's good information for you to look at your patterns, your habits. Because again, this work is all about your habits, and the more you learn about them, you can pick and choose which ones you want to make bigger and which ones you want to give less energy to. All right, so now that you know that you have 25 greetings, and that can be phone as well, let's pick a day to choose to be in the moment as much of the day as possible. In other words, how can I reduce the amount of automatic communication that is not filled with love energy? Now, to do this, you need to ask for assistance. I can't do it without assistance because my habit is so large, is so ingrained. So I need to step out of the box and say, okay, I'm going to try something new, but I need some help here. So I call to a source that is bigger than me, and I say, okay, let's see if I can have more power of love behind my words. I want to use my mouth as an upward flowing energy source to the world. So to do this, when you're about to say something, mentally think about what you're about to say. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but so many times we just wrote. We just say what pops into our head without really thinking about it. What's the goal of what you're about to say? Is it relationship building? And if not, what is the goal? Did you nod to that person without a thought behind it, with no energy floating their way of acceptance and embracing their isness of who they are as a human? Can you learn to think when you see someone and you're about to say something? Wouldn't that be cool? Before something comes out of my mouth, I've already got it on an upward flowing path. I'm about to have a conversation with someone, either on the phone or in person. Am I multitasking? Am I doing something else as I'm talking to that person, even if it's a child? Are you really focused on what is going on at that moment? Because if you're not, there is going to be very little love energy shared in that moment. It puts other people off. They know it. They can feel it. They can see it, but they can feel it. And so what you've done is you've built a wall between you and that individual by not paying attention. You know, they're talking to you and you're doing something, and then you just respond, yeah, whatever. Or maybe you do have something you want to add to it, but you're not focusing on that person. It's rude. It's insulting to the other individual. And it is a very powerful message that you just sent to that person, and it wasn't a good one. I know that some employers say, smile when you answer the phone for the business, so the person feels good about the fact that they just called you. Maybe that's something you could start. Just doing that smile as you talk on the phone. Now, you don't want it to sound silly, you just want it to sound engaging. That you feel that this is important enough to put your time energy, your energy into a conversation. The power behind your words. Some people do greetings because they're trying to be polite. But being polite carries a responsibility of its own. Being polite has energy behind it. So you may not be being polite by doing things through rote. You may be actually being rude, which is not your intention at all. And yet that's how it's coming across. So if you're having a conversation with someone and you're not sure of the intention or goal, then maybe you're just filling up a space of time, just talking. I mean, is that really something that has love energy behind it or upward flowing energy? So understand your goal of your speech to another individual. Try to get out of any habitual responses that you already have. Think of new words and new ways to exude those words. How to present them. How do you look at people? Do you look at them in the eye with an accepting energy so that they can feel safe talking to you? And that when your words come back to them, their power is resonating in the right way, the way you intended. The unique ways, if we stay in our habits that were not serving us properly before, we know nothing will change. We have to step out, make eye contact, gesture, lean towards them, listen, and then respond with love energy, or with at least attention to the detail of what they were saying so they feel heard. The power behind your words, the power behind your body movements, the way you carry yourself, the way you interact with people, sets up the energy around you and the relationship you have with others. Look at your habits of communication. Look at your habits of the type of energy that comes out of your mouth. You want to have it weigh heavier on joyful, upward, relationship-building words, and have rare situations of rote, dead, falling language. See if you can do that. Love and light to you and your path, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.